Greeting YouTube land, this is Morris Man, and as always I thank you guys for coming to my channel. I'm going to entitle this in bold letters, Do Not Do Business with Synchronicity Bank. I repeat, do not do business with Synchronicity Bank. Now here's my story, and I didn't realize that my story was common until I typed into YouTube, and all of these videos based on what I'm about to tell you are there. The worst one is this one guy. He said, for no apparent reason at all, because he had about 5 accounts of Synchronicity Bank, they closed all his accounts. Didn't give him an explanation. He's never been late. He's always on time. He's not overextending his credit. I'm like, that's kind of similar to mine. Because what happened to me was, and it's like you don't know until, you get into this, because, I opened up an Amazon card. They offered it to me. I'm like, cool. So I'm thinking, like most of us that are not credit experts, anything like that, we thinking that we are doing business with Amazon. Amazon. When in actuality, you're doing business with the gangsters, Synchronicity Bank. They're behind most of all of these. Guitar Center, they behind Guitar Center credit card. They behind Amazon credit card. And I'm sure several others, or many others, because this one guy said he had about 10 accounts. And they were all under the gangsters, Synchronicity Bank, not the business or the business that they do business with, like Amazon or Guitar Center. So I had a credit standard. They asked me, I'm like, cool. And it was PayPal, because they are behind PayPal. So I'm like, okay, PayPal, cool. I'm cool with PayPal. So I opened up the account, got the credit limit, and I'm sure that's what we agreed on, but I guess they got it in their terms of policy that they can come around and just fuck you over when they feel like, for no apparent reason. So I looked up, because again, I'm never ever late with any of my bills. I can't think of any time recent. It's been over 30 years that I have not missed not one single payment on anything. So I look up and they cut half of my credit limit. What the fuck is this? And I'm like, what will be the purpose of you doing this when I pay you guys not only on time, but I usually pay double. If my minimum is 50, I'm paying 100 every pay period, or every month. So I'm not just meeting the minimum and close to the deadline or a little bit past the deadline. None of that. So I'm like, so what possible reason would you chop my legs off? So I got this long rambling email, and I called them, and the guy apologized. He said, well, let's see what we can do. It's like, y'all shouldn't have done nothing in the first place. So I get this a rambling letter after regarding the conversation I had with this guy after reading the first email letter they sent me. So it was just a bunch of gobble. Or, we check your credit score. Or we get our information based on your credit report. Now, here's the thing with that. There's absolutely no reason for, when you viewed it again, to chop my limit, because I'm like I told you guys, I'm not late on anything, and I'm not just making the deadline, and paying the minimum. So there's nothing on my credit report that would reflect anything negative, nothing. I'm like, if I pay on time all my bills, and I pay all my bills, and I stress all my bills on time, what could possibly be on my credit report that would make you this decision to renege on our agreement? Because I'm like, never in the history of my life that I've done business with businesses and then somewhere in the middle, we decided to just change the plan. Huh? We're going to take half of it back. Based on what? So there was nothing in my credit score, because, like I said, I pay on time. So that means either my credit score stayed the same or it gets better. It doesn't fall behind and get worse. And I think this might be one of the reasons, and this is my theory. You open up other accounts. It's like, I'm not just buying to do business with you guys. And when you do business with other companies, I think they kind of resent that, because they want to be the only ones to fuck you, and as a result of that, this is their way of I guess, getting payback that you do business with other people. And it doesn't affect the business I do with you, because I pay you on time like the rest of them. So what possible reason would you have to cut half the credit limit off? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to call them today and tell them I'm going to post a video, and I want all my viewers to see this video, because they need to know anything that's associated with Synchronicity Bank, don't do it, because they full of shit. I mean, it's like, what happened to the integrity of companies? You treat them right, they treat you right. Instead of you treat them right, and they're going to play God on you, I'm going to take half of this away for no apparent reason, you know. So I'm going to call them, because I just got the letter today, this rambling letter about checking credit scores. And again, matters have not gotten worse. You know, worst case scenario stays the same, which is good. So I'm going to call them later today or tomorrow, because I got 100 things to do today, and tell them cancel or close my account. And on the first of the month, I'm going to pay my shit off and say goodbye to a good customer. You know, because I'm like, I don't need you guys. You know, maybe you think I'm one of them guys that's just living off credit cards or struggling. No, you know, PayPal offered me this. And if I knew what I know now, that you guys were behind the PayPal account, I was like, thank you, but no thank you. I won't have nothing to do with those gangsters, because that's all they are. You know, they want to play God with you and take back some of the marbles when they feel that you're doing business with other businesses, and they don't like that, because they want you to be solely reliant and begging for crumbs from them. You know, I ain't the dude. I ain't one of them dudes. You know, I'll drop you in a minute, which is what I'm going to do. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to call them and say, hey, close out my account, cancel it. And then you get your balance on the first, and we done. I'll never come back or do business with you guys again in my life. So I wanted to do this video because it's very important to head off stuff. You know, if you get a heads up on something that ain't going to be beneficial to you, you walk away or you stay away. Instead of you're not aware of how dirty and treacherous they are until you walk into their trap and they close their little trap door and you can't get out. You know, so do not do business with them. There are many other credit companies or credit unions that will, you know, treat you with a sense of dignity and respect. And I got more than enough credit with other creditors to not miss them. And I'm not going to miss them, you know, and I have not had anybody else pull this bullshit on me. No, we're going to take some of this back. Because like I told you guys, I've seen quite a few videos now on YouTube where the same thing happened to everybody else. So that's just their method. You know, they think they want to play God and control you. Fuck y'all, okay? Fuck you. Don't need you, you know? And it's like, it's just unfortunate because you didn't just lost a good customer, a damn good customer. Like I said, I've never been late with them or any other credit cards or credit obligations. Never, you know, never. Always on time and pay more. Like I said, I don't pay the minimum. I pay more. I usually pay double. So I'm like, with a customer like that, what do y'all do to y'all enemies or the people that are lagging and bad creditors, you know, bad credit risk? But again, I'm going to end it with this. Do not do business with Synchronicity Bank. I repeat, do not do business with those guys. Until next time, take care and thanks for watching.